Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we are talking about all of the books that I've bought in Q2 of 2021. This isn't even all of them, not even close, but there you go. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. I did get some feedback from my last book haul video that you guys want me to talk a little bit more about the books and what they're about. So there might be some repeats in these. I'm trying to remember the books that I included in last month's or last quarter's haul. So if there are repeats, I apologize. But yeah, I've gotten significantly less books than I got last quarter. I'm really trying, if you guys have seen some of my unhaul reorg videos, I'm really trying to pare down my collection. So that being said, some of these books actually are already going to be donated post this video, just because, not because there's anything wrong with them, but just because they weren't so high in my feelings that I want to hold on to them and keep them in my physical collection. So with that being said, we'll actually start with those two, which if it's up before this one, I included both of these in my recent reads from Q2 of 2021. So the first one with that is Delicates, which is the sequel to Sheets by Brenda Thumner. This is a graphic novel about a girl whose family owns a laundromat, and this, obviously being the sequel, is just the continuation of that story. She actually has a friend named, what's his name, Wesley? It's been a minute, Wendell, since I've read this book. So his name is Wendell, he's a ghost, and this girl that's taking the photo in the cover is trying to prove that ghosts are real. So shenanigans obviously pursue from there. So I did enjoy this, I liked it. I think I liked the storyline a little bit more of the first one, but overall I did think this was cute. Just gonna pass it on to someone that can enjoy it as well. Next, the other book that I read recently is Malibu Rising, obviously by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was a hugely anticipated release for this year. Obviously many people love Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, as do I. I've read all of her recent releases and loved them. This one, as I mentioned in my recent reads, was not as fantastic to me as some of her other works, just because for me this one kind of was all over the place with the story and the flow and just kind of the direction that it went versus the synopsis that it was originally given with the story. I get that Taylor Jenkins Reid loves a great backstory and kind of everything that leads people to where they are in the current moment. But this one just didn't really do it for me. The party itself, while being great and very visual, kind of left a lot to be desired in terms of just character connection and just kind of like where it all went. Everything tied up really nicely. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. I'm going to be passing it along. All right, the other one that I read, and I'm still debating if I'm going to hold on to this one or not, so let me know down in the comments below if I should, is The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. And this, again, is a graphic novel about a girl who falls in love with a Kelpie, aka a seal that turns into a girl when she comes on land, and basically just her story of using this girl that she's in love with to fit in with her friends and kind of hiding in the closet still a little bit and wanting to be this person once she leaves this small town that she's a part of. So overall, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really cute. The message was great. The rep was great from what I could tell. And overall, I really did enjoy it. So I think I might be holding on to this one. Y'all let me know. Okay, now getting into books that I have not read yet. There's a lot. So I'm going to give the synopsis of this to the best of my ability. I do apologize if it's not fully accurate or fully fleshed out. Again, these are ones I have not read. So getting into this first, we have The Last Wind Witch by Jennifer Adam. This, as I think would be expected, is about a girl who is apprenticed to a hedge witch, whatever that means, and Britta's only concern is to find a way to make her fickle magic work. And then she catches the attention of the queen. So it seems a little bit kind of like a sort of Snow White kind of vibe is what I'm getting from this. I'm guessing there's wind magic, a hedge witch, whatever that means. I think this was middle grade from what I remember. I'm looking forward to it. It seems really cute and believe it's been pretty highly rated from those who have read it. If you have, let me know down in the comments below. All right, moving into another woodsy book. This is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas, the author of Cemetery Boys. This also as well was a very highly anticipated read here on BookTube. So this was one that I really wanted to pick up. It's basically a Peter Pan retelling, as the Neverwood would suggest. But I think it's a little bit darker because this one's about how it's been 5 years since Wendy and her two brothers have vanished into the woods of their small coastal town in Oregon. And Wendy returns with no memory of where she's been or what had happened to her, but her brothers did not. So it seems dark, it seems creepy, seems really intense, like I'm gonna need a flashlight to read with it. I don't know that I actually will, but overall, I'm excited about this one. Next, another middle grade. I've been really getting into middle grades lately, if you guys couldn't tell. This is Ava Evergreen, the Semi-Magical Witch, and this just gives me all of the Kiki Delivery Service vibes, if you guys can see from the gorgeously illustrated cover. And this is by Julie Abe, and I just thought this looked so cute. I saw this recommended by someone here on BookTube. I can't remember exactly who, and I think this came out this year, I think, right? 2020. So I apologize. This isn't a totally new release. However, it's new to me. I think it's adorable, and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. So again, this is about a girl named Eva who wants to gain the rank of novice witch before her 13th birthday. If she doesn't, she'll lose her magic forever. The only problem is she only has a pinch of magic. So she's a semi-magical witch. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be really cute. I might even save this for like the Halloween-y times. This kind of gives me Halloween vibes, witchiness. We'll see. Next, I think this is yet another middle grade. This is The Last Shadow Warrior by Sam Sabidi. This is actually much shorter than I thought it would be. This is about an ancient enemy, a deadly quest, and she thought 6th grade magic was hard. So again, yes, this is about 12-year-old Amy Beckett, who is proud to come from a long line of elite Viking warriors. It is her life goal to hunt the monsters called Grendels, just as her mother did before she died. There's only one small problem. No Grendel has been seen in centuries, and the Viking elders wanted to span the Aesir forever. So I think basically she's forced to go to school in Minnesota, like a magic school. I remember being very intrigued by this when I saw this. So I think it's going to be, again, one of those kind of like magic school stories. Again, very short, middle grade, light, fluffy, and yeah, I'm excited about this one. Next, we have another very hyped book on here, and that is The Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee. This is a historical fiction about, I think they found out recently there were Chinese people aboard the Titanic. So I think this intends to attribute a story to the people that were on the Titanic. For those of you that don't know, my birthday is actually on the day the Titanic went down, April 14th, and I am very obsessed with the Titanic and anything surrounding it. The Titanic is one of my favorite movies, so anything Titanic related, I'm obsessed. I'm into it. I want it. I want to read about it. So I'm really excited to read this. This essentially, like I said, follows a girl named Valora Luck, has a ticket for the biggest and most luxurious ocean liner in the world, and a dream of leaving England behind and making a life for herself as a circus performer in New York. But apparently she's turned away at the gangway as Chinese people aren't allowed into America. But she has to get on the ship. Her twin brother, Jamie, has spent 2 years at sea and is an influential circus owner. So she becomes a stowaway. Dun, dun, dun. So obviously we know how the story is going to go. I really hope she doesn't die. I'm really excited to read this. Okay, next we have probably one of the most beautiful covers that I have seen so far this year being released, and this is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. I know there's been a lot of, and thank goodness, Asian influence being added into the new releases lately that I've seen a lot of, which I'm really excited about, so I definitely had to pick some of them up. These end pages are gorgeous. Sorry, I haven't even seen this before. So this is essentially about a girl named C who woke up on the shore of an abandoned island, and her 16-year-old sister Casey, who's looking to escape from an eco-city and try and find her sister. So this is also by the author of Descendant of the Crane, and it's a sci-fi book. I know Books and Lala read this recently and wasn't super impressed with it, but I tend to really like sci-fi kind of books, so if it's not too over my head with the terminology and the world and everything with that, I think I'm actually gonna really enjoy this, so I'm hoping for good things. Okay. Next, we've got a few more. Let's start with a couple contemporaries. This is Emily Henry's People We Meet on Vacation, as well as May the Best Man Win by Zir Elor. So these are two contemporaries. We'll start with this one. This is, of course, a follow-up to the very popular beach read that everybody read, I think, last year and really loved. I have not read it yet, I know. I'm really slow on my get up this year in the last 5 years with reading contemporary romances. I don't know what it is. It takes a lot for me to get into them and pick one up, so hence I picked this one up. But this is basically, I think they were best friends. They went apart on vacation every summer. And then 2 years ago something happened and they haven't spoken since. And then one of them reaches out to the other and is like, let's give it one more shot. So I'm assuming they're gonna end up falling in love. Obviously, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think it'll actually be a really cute summer read, so I'm kind of glad I've been holding off on it. But yeah, excited about this one. Okay, and then of course we have May the Best Man Win. This follows a trans boy. Yeah, so Jeremy came out as a transgender boy in his senior year, and he decided to challenge his all-star ex-boyfriend Lucas for the title of Homecoming King. So as the boys take the rivalry too far, they jeopardize the entire dance. To save Homecoming, they'll have to face the hurt they've both been hiding and the lingering butterflies they can't deny. So I'm excited about this. I hope it's great. Hope the rep is great. I think it'll be good, a quick read, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I also love cartoon, like, illustrated covers for contemporary books. I think they're chef's kiss. So, another fantasy, I believe this one I actually got in an Owl Crate box. I might be mistaken, but I think I did. This is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sinan. I know I'm mispronouncing that, I'm so sorry. Sian Smart. And this is essentially a South African retelling about two witches, essentially their freedom, revenge, sworn enemies. They want to take down the woman that threatens both of their worlds. It looks great. It looks chunky. And yeah, I've heard really great things about this. I'm kind of excited to get into this. I think it'll be really great. All right, we're getting down to the wire. This next one, just humor me for what it is. Let's just get it out of the way. It's Freed by E.L. James. This is the third and final book in the, oh my God, what is his name? Christian perspective of the 50 Shades of Grey series. So yes, I'm trash. Yes, I read these. Yes, this is a super thick book. Yeah, I have no words. I know what I'm getting into with this. I think I'm just gonna do it, and I think it'll be good. The last book in the series, I will say, was my favorite for what this series was, so I think I'm actually gonna enjoy this. I like her writing. I know it's trash, but there you go. All right, next book, moving on, is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is the fourth book in the Truly Devious series. For those of you guys that don't know, it was a series trilogy that now is being continued with a whole new mystery and story. It's about a girl named Stevie Bell who basically wants to become like a detective. She got sent to this school for her last trilogy and basically had to solve this mystery. I liked the trilogy. Again, I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm reading books too quickly or if I'm skimming them too much, or I don't know, but there were a lot of things that I felt like were missing for me in that last series, particularly the romance, like kind of came out of nowhere and was very weird, and I did not like the romance dynamic within that trilogy, so I'm kind of hoping it takes a backseat to this, fingers crossed. But yeah, overall I'm really excited for this to continue in the series. And this one basically I think is about a camp, known as Camp Wonder Falls, the site of the notorious unsolved Box in the Woods case. Yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I think it'll be cute, and I'm excited to add this to my collection. Alright, next book that we have is an anthology that actually just came out, I think, this last month, and this is Blackout by several fantastic authors, including Angie Thomas, Danielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Nicola Yoon, Ashley Wood Folk, and these are love stories that can glow even when the lights go out. So this is about, I think, New York during a blackout. Yeah, heat wave blankets New York City in darkness. And I think it's basically just 6 stories about Black teen love, and I think it's going to be fantastic, and it's really short, so I think I can get through it pretty quickly, so I'm really excited about this one. Okay, last couple books we're getting down to. This is The Betrayed by Kiera Cass, who is the author of the Selection series. This is actually the sequel to Betrothed, which I got and had come out last year, or even 2019, honestly, and have not read that one yet. I'm having a really bad habit of buying sequels before I read the first one, which I'm trying not to do moving forward. But this essentially, I think, and I'm trying not to read, I can't read it because it's a sequel. Basically, from what I remember, this is about a kingdom and a woman that is betrothed in marriage, and it's kind of that same vibe of the Selection series. I know these ones are not very highly rated books from her, and to be honest, pretty much anything other than the Selection series, like the original trilogy, don't even get me started about the Daughters series. But basically, I've seen these not be very highly rated. However, they're short. I think they're going to be kind of trashy, like YA reads. I think I'll be able to get through them really quickly. I don't know that I'm totally going to love them, but I still want to give them a shot nonetheless. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Okay, and another book that I picked up pretty recently. This isn't a new release. However, I saw this on Amazon, had to pick it up, and that is A Midsummer Night's Dream, obviously by Shakespeare, in graphic novel form. So I'm very intrigued. I've always been very interested in the Midsummer Night's Dream story by Shakespeare, and I just thought the illustration style of this looked really cute. I think the verbiage within the story, the visuals, I think will really help me with the story, help with understanding it. It looks like it's kind of still in the Shakespearean type of language, but maybe not. Oh yeah, no. It looks like it's kind of American, you know, modernized quite a bit. So we'll see how this goes. I just thought it was cute. It's tiny and thought it'd be fun to read. Okay, and the last book that I picked up for the last quarter was a very dusty black cover, and that is The Couple by Helly Acton. So I saw this blurbed and talked about by Carrie Hope Fletcher here on YouTube, whom I'm very obsessed with, and she said she loved this. Loved it. So I actually ended up ordering it off a Book Depository because it was very hard and almost impossible to find here in the States. But essentially the concept with this is the total reversal of people kind of having the mentality when someone's in love of being like, oh, you're not single. Oh, are you gonna, you know, have you thought about like what you want to do with your life? And like, you know, what about like, you know, what about you, what you want? And like, is that sure, are you sure you want to get married? Like that very opposite mentality than what our culture currently has of like, oh, you're getting older, you're still single, you're kind of on a clock, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, which being 28, definitely been feeling that vibe, so that's a whole other story. But yeah, I've heard this is super great, super highly rated, and again, I don't really get a chance to read a whole lot of non-American authors in the sense of like things that aren't published here in America, so I'm really excited about this. I'm hoping it's gonna be really good, and yeah, I'm excited about this one. Alright friends, so that is everything that I picked up recently for the last 3 months of Q2 in 2021. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what new releases you guys are excited for in the rest of the year. I'm looking forward to some pretty fun ones coming out and can't wait to pick them up. So as always, please let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to see more of my face, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!